Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to a new video. League is about as much of a free-to-play game as any other, really, right? Like, I wonder how many of us have actually never spent any money, and I bet it's not that many of us. But anyway, Worlds is the peak of League for the year, and it generates a ton of interest and a ton of money for both Riot and the teams who make it there. I thought today that we could look at a few things just to get an idea of exactly how much they get and how much money skins can earn. Now, there was an article in 2016 from Riot about how they were going to share their esport dollar. The prize pool for Worlds was the first thing. They were going to get 25% fan contribution from championship skin and award skin sales. The next part was specifically for MSI prize pool. They were going to have 25% from the challenger skin and award skin sales from there. When it came back around to Worlds, they would have icons and emotes for each team during Worlds, and the percentage shared varies for that specific team, but currently it's 30% for emotes and 50% for icons of that price go to the specific team for you bought. And finally, then we have the team championship skins like the SKT Azir and stuff like that. 25% of revenue earned would be paid to the team and the league they played in. Not sure how that's split though. So as an example then, for TSM, we don't know exact figures, but $5 gets you 650 RP. So if we work on that example, a TSM emote costs you about $3.50 and TSM will see around $1 of that. TSM icon would set you back roughly $2. It's actually 1.9, but TSM will see half of that, which is roughly $1. Who knows if Riot takes any fees or add costs onto these and stuff, but let's just say $1 from each to make this easy. Excluding how well they do at the tournament, that doesn't matter at all. Just qualifying for Worlds and getting these icons into the store. If the icon or emote was bought 100,000 times, that will be $100,000 for the team. Considering TSM has 1.5 million Twitter followers and not every league player has Twitter or access to Twitter, we can guess that they're going to get a lot more than that. Now also remember that one, this is a worldwide thing. TSM will have a lot of fans in other regions, and number two, people will often buy the emote and the icon, not just one of them. I don't think it's too much to think that the emote and icon will probably bought about 1 million times each worldwide. That would generate TSM $2 million without getting any prize pool money. It could be a lot more than that. It probably is a lot more than that. It's not unthinkable to guess TSM could sell 5 million of these quite easily. It can get really crazy actually. LPL teams, the Chinese teams, where fans are diehard, they're hardcore for their teams, and the server has roughly 111 million monthly players. That is deadly serious. 111 million monthly players is crazy. Suddenly, LPL teams could be banking like 50 million just from icons and emotes. Now, even though TSM went out in groups, sadly, if it was last year, they would have earned roughly $150,000 from the prize pool as well for going out when they did. Just qualifying for Worlds earns a lot of money for these teams. You can imagine how much the popular teams like SKT and stuff make from these icons. Now, as an example, if TSM did win Worlds this year, I know they can't anymore, but a dream for a second, okay? Prize pool for first place last year was $2.6 million for first place. That is what SKT won. The emotes and icons, assuming with how popular they are, and if they won, obviously, they're going to sell even more the longer they're in the tournament for. Maybe 5 million icon and emote sales at the low end. Championship skins is the other thing we glanced over. 25% of the revenue generated from those champ skins get given back to the team. These are like Fnatic Gragas, for example, or the SKT skins. Championship Z and the Ward skin, by the way, last year made $18 million combined, and I think it's safe to say that most of that was probably the Z skin. There is one skin per player for the winning team, right? So that's 5 or 6 skins for the winning team. They probably won't make quite as much as the Z because there are more of them, but still, that could be 7.5 to 10 million per skin, and that is 45 to 60 million the skins could earn together. So if TSM won Worlds, right, 2.6 million prize pool, 5 million from the emotes, 15 million from the skins, that is $22.5 million in revenue as an example just for winning Worlds. We are throwing around a lot of numbers here, and I'm going to be honest, I cannot back these up 100% because of the number of sales. We're taking examples of other skin sales that we do know and best guesses, but that's still pretty crazy, and it wouldn't surprise me if this was actually a lot more. The point is, and why I made this video, there is a lot more money in Worlds than just the prize pool. Now, speaking of prize pool though, last year, just qualifying actually earned you $83,000, which isn't bad. 9th to 12th place, so that's before not getting out of groups, was 150k. If you made it to quarters, you earned 250,000, semis was 500,000, second place 1 million, and a first was 2.7 million. Now, what about Riot though? How much did they make from their World skins? 2015, there wasn't this fan contribution, but Riot specifically say in the article, 25% of Championship Kalista sales and award skin sales would have more than doubled the prize pool. The prize pool that year was $2,130,000, and so more than doubled would have mean it could be upwards of 2.5 million from the fan contribution. That means that Championship Kalista and the award skin, and remember this was 2 years ago when League was still growing, would have earned around $10 million. In 2016, last year, Championship Championship Z and the Ward skin made roughly 3 million on this update, but at the end of Worlds, just over a week later, the grand total for the whole tournament was 6.7 million. That would mean 4.5 million was raised from the skin. So that means it generated 18 million for Riot. There is no way to tell which is which, as we said. I would assume, though, a good 60 to 75% was Z, so around 12 million. This year, in 2007, for MSI, Conqueror Karma and the Ward skin for this made 1.4 million. This ended up, though, at 1.7 million. So they earned Riot 6.8 million together. Considering Karma is actually not that popular of a champion and not at the time, that's still a lot of money, but could have been way more if they picked a more popular champion. Now, finally, for this year's Worlds, Championship Ash and the Ward skin so far have generated 1.85 million, but that is with 3 weeks left. This is pretty much the same as Z from last year, so this could be on track for around a 4 million likely raised as the 25%. If most of these are actually from the skins and not the Ward skins, then it would make sense for Riot to make around 8 to 10 million per skin they release. Actually, it could be a lot more depending on how popular the champion was and how cool the skin is. So upwards, it could make easily 20 million if it was really successful. The thing with these ones, the championship ones, is they are limited time skins, which means that a lot more buy them in a very quick space of time, but people cannot just buy them all year round when they got paid, when they got pocket money or birthday money, whatever it is. Skins generate a lot of income over their lifetime if they just sit in the store year after year. I hope you found this video interesting. It was a little bit different from what I normally do, but leave a like if you did. Stick around on the channel, but for now, I'll leave you with the robots.